These are solutions to Melham's Math 225 final exam. Number one, this one factors in x plus 3, x minus 3. Multiply both sides by x plus 3, x minus 3 to get rid of the fractions. Side note, x cannot be either plus or minus 3 because then we divide by 0. These 2 times 1 over x minus 3 gives me x plus 3. These 2 times this fraction gives me 2 times x minus 3. And these cancel out, giving me 1. Distribute x plus 3 minus 2x plus 6 equals 1. Negative x plus 9 equals 1. Subtract 9, negative x equals negative 8, so x equals 8. Number 2, put the x's together, x squared plus 8x. Put the y's together, plus y squared minus 6y equals negative 24. Okay. How do I get the red stuff? We complete the square. Half the coefficient of x squared. Half of 8 is 4, 4 squared is 16. Hence add 16 to both sides. Same thing for the y. Take half the coefficient of y and square it. Half of negative 6 is negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9. So you add 9 on both sides. This factors in x plus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 1. So the center is negative 4, 3, and the radius is 1. Number 3, y equals negative b is 4. Plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c over 2 times a. This is a double negative, so it's 16 plus 60, which is 76. 76 is 4 times 19. Take out the 4. 4 plus or minus 2 radical 19 over 6. Factor out a 2 on the top. 2 plus or minus radical 19. 2 cancels with 6. Final answer 2 plus or minus radical 19 over 3. Number 4, f of 2 is 2 squared minus 2 times 2. 4 minus 4 is 0. F of 6 is 6 squared minus 2 times 6. 36 minus 12 is 24. So the ordered pairs are 2, 0, and 6, 24. Slope is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. 24 over 4, which is 6. 5, f of g of x is f of negative 4x plus 13. 5 times negative 4x plus 13 minus 21. Negative 20x plus 65 minus 21. Negative 20x plus 44. Number 6, y equals x cubed minus 5. Switch around x and y. X equals y cubed minus 5. Add 5. Take the cube root. F inverse of x is cube root of x plus 5. Number 7, log base 6 of x times x plus 1. You can multiply them equals 1. Unscramble it. 6 raised to the first power is x times x plus 1. Subtract 6. X squared plus x minus 6 equals 0. Factor x plus 3, x minus 2 equals 0. X equals negative 3 is not allowed. You're not allowed to take the log of a negative from the original. It's only x equals 2. Number 8, 40 degrees, 60 feet, x, y. Sine of 40 is opposite over hypotenuse, so y over 60, multiplied by 60. Y equals 60 sine of 40 degrees, 38.57 feet. Cosine of 40 degrees is adjacent over hypotenuse, x over 60, multiplied by 60. X is 60 cosine 40 degrees, about 45.96. Perimeter, add them all up. 60 plus 38.57 plus 45.96 to the nearest whole number, 145 feet. Number 9, sine of theta is a third. We're in quadrant 2, which means the cosine is negative. 1/3 squared plus cosine squared theta equals 1. 1/9 plus cosine squared is equal to 1 in the form of 9 over 9. Subtract 1/9. Cosine squared theta is 8/9. Square root property, cosine of theta is negative square root of 8/9. Square root of 9 is 3. 8 is 4 times 2. Take out the 4. Negative 2 radical 2 over 3. So sine of theta is 1/3. Cosine of theta is negative 2 radical 2 over 3. Tangent of theta is sine over cosine. 3's drop out. Negative 1 over 2 radical 2. Flip, flip, flip. So cosecant of theta is 3. Secant theta is negative 3 over 2 radical 2. Cotangent of theta is negative 2 radical 2. Number 10, x is 4/5. X squared plus y squared equals 1, which is really the same thing as sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals 1. Plug in 4/5. 4/5 squared is 16 over 25. Plus y squared equals 1 in the form of 25 over 25. Subtract y squared is 9 over 25. Y is equal to 3/5 because we're told we're in quadrant number 1. So sine of theta is the y coordinate, 3/5. Cosine theta is the x coordinate, 4/5. Tangent of theta is sine over cosine. That divided by that. Drop the 5s to be 4s. and flip, flip, flip. So cosecant theta is 5/3, secant theta is 5/4, cotangent theta is 4/3. Number 11, 17 pi over 6. You go around once, 2 pi is 12 pi over 6. Go another 5 pi over 6 to get 17 pi over 6. So 17 pi over 6 is coterminant with 5 pi over 6. That looks like a y-coordinate of a half. So 1 over sine 17 pi over 6, 1 divided by half, which is 2. Number 12, cosine of secant A is 1 over cosine A minus cosine A. Draw my line here. Distribute 1 minus cosine squared of A, sine squared of A. So it matches. And by focusing real quickly for this page. Okay. 13, sine of alpha is 12/13, quadrant 2. 12/13 squared plus cosine squared alpha equals 1. 144 over 169 plus cosine squared alpha equals 1 in the form of 169 over 169. Subtract cosine squared alpha is 25 over 169. Square root property, cosine alpha is negative 5/13. Negative because we're in quadrant 2. Cosine beta is negative 3/5. We're in quadrant 3, which means the sine is also negative. Negative 3/5 squared plus sine squared beta is equal to 1. 9 over 25 plus sine squared beta is 25 over 25. Subtract sine squared beta is 16 over 25. Square root property, sine of beta is negative 4/5. Then sine of alpha plus beta is sine alpha cosine beta plus cosine alpha sine beta. There's sine alpha, cosine beta, sine beta. Plug them all in. 56 over 65. Sine alpha, cosine beta, cosine alpha, sine beta. Clean it up. 14, cosine theta is 24 over 25. We're in quadrant 1. 24 over 25 squared plus sine squared theta equals 1. 576 over 625 plus sine squared theta is equal to 1. Subtract sine squared theta is 49 over 625. Square root property, sine of theta is positive 7 over 25. Use the identity sign of 2 theta is 2 sine theta cosine theta. 2 times 7 over 25 times 24 over 25, 336 over 625. 15, sides are 7, 8, and 9. Column little a, little b, and little c. Capital A, capital B, and capital C go across. C squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of c. Plug in 9 squared is 81, 7 squared is 49, 8 squared is 64. 2 times a, which is 7, times 8, which is b, which is 8 cosine c. Subtract 49, subtract 64, divide by negative 2 times 7 times 8, that's cosine of c. That comes out to be about 0.2851. Inverse cosine button, c is 73 degrees. Once I have that, switch the law of sines, aim for the smallest angle, sine of a over a, sine of c over c. Multiply both sides by 7. Sine A is 7, sine of 73 degrees divided by 9 is about 0.7745. Inverse sine comes out to be 48 degrees. And then B is 180 minus 73 minus 48, 59. So the angles are 48 degrees, 59 degrees, and 73 degrees. 16, x greater than equals 0, y greater than equals 0 means first quadrant. Y equals x minus x plus 5 looks like that, shade below. Y equals negative 2x plus 14 looks like that, shade below. So you have this quadrilateral region here. 17, negative 1 of multiplicity 2, 1 of multiplicity 1, 4 of multiplicity 3, so x plus 1 squared, x minus 1, x minus 4 cubed. Okay. Number 18, negative 1 turns out to work. 9, 18, 11, 2, 9, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. So the original polynomial factors in x plus 1, 9x squared plus 9x plus 2. This further factors in the 3x plus 1, 2x plus 2. So the roots are negative 1, negative 1/3, and negative 2/3. And I'll do my last focusing for this. And 17, 18. All right, That's it for Math 225, folks. Hope you enjoyed the class and have a good summer.